We were house hunting, and we couldn't afford any other neighborhood in Vancouver, but we wanted to still live in Vancouver. And so when we saw a house for sale, we put an offer on it in the middle of a driving rainstorm when we hadn't seen it by daylight, and the rain was pouring into the garage and various other things. And then the next day we drove around and it was beautiful sun, and we thought, oh my goodness, we have scored. Because there was the park, there was the library, there was the community center, there was Renfrew Ravine. I really did had images in my mind of singers in trees and lanterns, and that somehow this could be a whole magical space. I did a couple of proposals about doing a moon festival that would link the Asian Mid-Autumn celebration and harvest fairs of the European tradition and somehow honor Renfrew Ravine. And because my experience before that was that I was, I guess, a professional performer artist doing costume design and touring all over the place with Mortal Coil Performance Society, I had all this stilt walking and children's shows experience, and so I suggested that we should have community celebrations here, and before I knew it I was in the Arts Powwow, and I'm not quite sure how all that happened, and within 6 months of moving in we did a festival. And the response from the neighbors was it was very powerful. They had never seen their city not be dominated, or their neighborhood not be dominated by cars. And they were amazed to see the streets shut down even for 15 minutes and be the neighbors' streets rather than the car streets. And so it just seemed like it should be something that should continue. There seems to be an attitude of let's make it happen here from all sorts of people, not just the artists, but the people who support the artists and community members. And then in the other neighborhoods it's a bit suspicious, like, you want to do what? Why would you do that? And you're not going to like charge admission, and it's just going to be free for the family, but you don't want mascots there. You know, like they're just like you just sort of have to educate them about it being an event that is worth being part of. Yeah. Like other people have started to see this as a creative neighborhood and have started doing creative things, so that's very exciting to me to see it spreading. You know, and I've even, like when I first moved here, people said, you moved where? And now I'm seeing it as, oh, that's a really interesting place to live. I've heard lots about that neighborhood. Oh, I want to move there, which is a different, like I feel like there's a different kind of buzz about Collingwood and Renfrew now. And I think it's been a hidden jewel for quite some time, but now people are finding out. So that's one thing that's changed, is the realizing the huge assets that are in community members that maybe don't self-identify as artists, but there's this huge creative potential in there. And so one of the things is sort of giving people opportunity to find that in themselves, because I think that adds a lot to quality of life. I love all the variation in cultural traditions, but also that there's these common threads running through all the cultural traditions, things that are sacred to each culture. There's going to be celebrations and significant things in every single culture that you can tap into to make a thing about awareness of water or the environment or the harvest that will make whatever celebration you're doing way richer. So I think that's neat.